10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! From Luis el Apóstol Feliz. In today's video, we're gonna give you guys, I'm gonna be talking about what is next for my channel. So, before I begin, I'd like to say Happy New Year's, Feliz Año Nuevo to y'all subscribers. More than 780 subscribers. I can't believe, y'all, I can't believe that this channel has got me far beyond my expectations. You know, did I make it to 800? No, but y'all, I pray that by the beginning of next year, by 2026, I would reach my next milestone, and that is 800 subscribers. And what I want to talk about is everything that happened with my channel. So, first off, you know, my channel started back in 2021, the early 2020s, and, you know, it was climbing slowly and, you know, swiftly. But 4 years later, I made it to over 700 subscribers and more than 900 videos on YouTube. And, you know, I hope that, you know, next year I get to my 1000th video. And now let's talk about, you know, what happened, what went down in history. Obviously, you know, some of y'all can tell, you know, we got this new house. We bought this new house with a pool, and, you know, I've done many reviews. I've done many videos in this new house, you know, showing you guys, you know, the new house, you know, before. And then I showed y'all, you know, how the house came to be more than 11 months later. I can't believe we're gonna be in this house for 1 year. Y'all heard that correctly. 1 year in our new house. And, you know, I showed everyone, each and every one of you guys, you know, the video, you know, of my new swimming pool. You know, I got to swim in my new swimming pool, and, you know, it has been a dandy of a year. I've done numerous model reviews, and, you know, I want to keep that tradition going, you know, want to keep this tradition going, and, you know, I want to keep that tradition going moving into 2026. And not only that, you know, I got to film, you know, a lot of garbage trucks. I remember when Truck 25 came to pick up, you know, a dumpster from, you know, on the other street, Wanda Court, and, you know, catching Truck 25 it was a great time. But you know, the backup sound wasn't the best. But you know, my friend Randy, who used to drive this truck, he is a dandy. Now, I also got to film the elotero, the corn man, you know, twice a week, you know, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And every time I hear the corn man, I'm just like, oh yeah. You know, comparing it to, West Winds, compare it to David Drive. This place, this neighborhood has a lot of, you know, a lot of potential. And, catching the garbage trucks, catching the ice cream truck too, I don't believe it. I didn't believe I got to film the ice cream truck. And I'm like, holy fulanos. That was a dandy of a time. And not only that, I praise God that, this year has been, good to me. I got to film, myself, jumping in the pool. And, we had, we've been having parties. We've been having, we've been having great times. And, considering 2025 is a year to remember. And I pray that by 2026, I get to 1,000 subscribers. And, and big shout out to Marcel Hall for, all the taste tests. And, my favorite drink that I reviewed this year, I would have to say the Coca-Cola Orange and Cream Soda. And it was by far the best of the best. I tried the root beer ice cream sundae. It was, I would say it was a little mediocre because you could not taste the flavor. But it was a beauty. And so, in part 2, I'm going to talk about what's next for my channel and, come out with my final thoughts. So, hope you guys like this video. We'll catch you guys in part 2.